Welcome, welcome, buongiorno. Welcome to the channel today, guys. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Let's have a look. Just a little bit, hot, just a little bit. No, seriously, we're gonna be talking. So today, guys, we're gonna be talking about how the English language has evolved. So guys, let's get into the video. So if I said to you the words noob, selfie, muggle, totes, bromance, jeggings, whatevs, in my honest opinion, OMG, Twitterati, twerk, emosh, chillax, you're like, what are you saying? You could be speaking a complete other language now. That's gibberish, right? Well, my friends, actually no, it's not gibberish, which is a very fond language of mine, but actually it's how the English language has evolved. Look, we're living in a new age now. You don't find people speaking like they're from the Shakespearian times, using ye olde English, bellowing out the sounds of Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo. Not too many of us speak like Shakespeare these days. Actually, the language has evolved, and what we're now seeing is that you fall into one of two camps. So you might be a descriptivist, or hold on, what's the other one? You might be a descriptivist or a prescriptivist. So two very different camps. Let's look at that in a little bit more detail. So a descriptivist is how we would look at things that are happening very much in this moment. So looking at how the language has evolved and working with the evolution of the English language and not clinging onto old terminology or out-of-date practices. So this is what a descriptivist does. On the other side of the spectrum, we have prescriptivists who tend to study the rules of the English language very closely. They'll put up their phonemic charts just like this one and try to identify every aspect of the language, and using language like LOL IDK or LOL I don't know, laugh out loud I don't know, it's just completely unforgivable to this type of language enthusiast. So my question to you is, where do you fall on the evolution of the English language? I do fall on the side of the descriptivists. I think it's important to study some of the rules. Obviously you need to have an understanding of the grammar and those bits as well. But actually, in order to keep up in a world where we're time poor, we don't have much time to learn things, I think it's important to look forward rather than to look behind and fall behind. And this brings me on to my next point quite nicely. To stay on trend, there are tools that you can use. I'm going to link them below in the description, but you can use a tool on Google to see how the usage of the word has evolved over time. A really good example that I know is the word seldom. Now, you know, it's just a word that native speakers in general don't use that much, and what you'll hear them say now is rarely. Exactly the same kind of meaning, but actually rarely is far more widely spread than the word seldom. Seldom has just gone out of fashion. People just don't use this word, and you'll find it in a lot of English textbooks, but the problem is it hasn't kept up with the way that people are using the the English language today. So actually, the word seldom, as far as I'm concerned, is as dead as a dodo. We're also seeing words going out of date rapidly. We've mentioned that obviously the English language has evolved and new words are entering our language at an unprecedented rate. Twerk, selfie, hold on.
But first, let me take a selfie.
A bromance. So this is when you've got your bros with you, you're hugging it out. Nothing like a good bromance. And using abbreviations like, what's a DM? What are you talking about? DM is simply put a direct message, and a PM is a private message. But guys, what do you think about the evolution? As far as I'm concerned, a lot of linguists and English majors probably would sigh at these new words entering the English language. But from my perspective, it's just the way the language is evolving. And whilst I agree that some of the language used today is questionable in its origin, overall, I think it's important to be aware of and gain an understanding of this new form of communication. If you want to chat about this kind of way of speaking English, please hit me up for a lesson. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and yeah, I'm willing to answer any questions you might have on the channel. So thanks very much, guys. I'll be seeing you soon.